Hey, how's it going? So this is going to be a binaural demo of the Kali Audio IN-UNF, and I just thought it might be interesting for you guys who want to know how these actually sound. So in this video, I'm using binaural mics from Sonic Presence that sit right here prior to the sounds going into my ear. So if you use some good headphones, then you'll hear the sounds as I heard it. So I've actually calibrated these mics so that I know that the frequency response is accurate. So what you hear is going to be as similar as possible to what I heard when listening to these.
One thing I should also mention is that I did set these up properly. They have a piece of paper here that's a guide as to how far you should space them out. And so I followed those guidelines and also used the dip switches according to how it's laid out here. So I have my laptop here. So first thing I'm going to listen for is to hear how much hiss this has. So right now it is set to half volume. So all right, so at half volume, very quiet, nothing that I would consider annoying. Let me turn it all the way to max. So even at max volume, I would say that these are very acceptable. So I'm happy about that. Taking just be. Don't take it. Taking just don't be. And live my. Don't take it personal, but I ain't lying. I ain't hiding. I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be. Wow. All right. So that's a sensation because I couldn't tell really where the voice was coming from. It sounded like it was coming from here in the center, but I know that the speakers are here. The bass was there. I have to check a few more tracks to see if it's accurate bass. But so far, I think I'm very impressed with the imaging, right? You know, I'm a fan of concentric, so I shouldn't be too surprised by that. But I think maybe this circular shape also adds to the effect. But yeah, wow. All right, that was interesting. Wow, okay, so same thing. Good imaging and the bass is there. I'm still not sure if the bass is natural, just because I don't know these tracks. So I'm gonna listen to some tracks I actually do know, and I'll get right back to you. So I just got done listening to a bunch of tracks that I am familiar with. What I found was that in a particular track, which was Besame Mucho by Andrea Bocelli, you know, he has a pretty bassy voice, and I could definitely tell that it was coming from a different location, coming from here more so than the speakers. That's very different from what I'm used to hearing. The other thing I did was I tested using some of our test tones from the Spatial Audio Calibration Toolkit. I just played some pink noise through these, and the thing I noticed is I played them pretty loud, almost as loud as I could get them to go, and I didn't hear any distortion from them, so that is good.
In the sweep,
I do notice what I was describing earlier, which is it sounds like when it's the bass frequencies, it starts here and then kind of does like a little mustache kind of shape. Right? So as it goes higher, it moves to the speakers and you can just hear it and transition over here. It's kind of this weird U-shaped pattern. So really interesting.
So right now I'm taking a look at my buddy Aaron from Aaron's Audio Corner. I'm looking at the measurement from his Klippel near field scanner, and I'm looking at the issues that are pretty obvious here. So these are different in that the near field scanner is meant to replicate what you would experience from an anechoic chamber. And these were designed specifically for this use case, as you can tell from the paper and telling you exactly where to place these things. So there might be some differences between what Aaron measured accurately and how these actually measure here at a desk, or in this particular desk here. So the first thing I notice is that there's a big bump here at 100 hertz versus this is around 40, 50 hertz. It should be down about 7 dB, pretty noticeable. And over here around 200 hertz, it's back down. So if I go from 50 hertz to 100 hertz back to 200 hertz, I should be able to notice that when it gets to 100, it should be significantly louder based on what it shows here. But could be different. Play my test tone generator here. So here's 50 hertz. I'll play them from both speakers here. Okay. And I'll go up to All right, so from those test tones, I can say that it wasn't extremely obvious the way that this graph would suggest, at least to my ears. Now, if I were to measure, it might show maybe something similar to this, but I'm curious. I'm going to do some measurements later on with them here at the desk. But the other thing I notice here is that there is this noticeable dip, and I assume that's where the crossover is between this bass module and the main speakers. I'm not sure exactly what they call this. I haven't taken a look at their marketing yet, but it looks like there's a dip here around 400 hertz, between 3 and 500, right? So if I were to kind of play all the tones around this, when I get here, I should notice a significant drop off, and let's see if we do notice that. Okay, so that one is slightly more noticeable. Oh, my light just went out. So that one is slightly more noticeable. I do notice that, yeah, 400 hertz around that area, it seems almost like something kind of goes out of phase for a split second. It doesn't seem as noticeable as what I'm seeing here. Definitely, I can hear those tones, just not as loud in volume. But yeah, that's something that I can hear just sitting here listening. So, just interesting stuff.
So that's it. I'll leave a link to my review of the Kali Audio IN-UNF, and let me know if you agree or disagree with what I thought of the sound. That's it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. That's it. Take care. Bye-bye.